What is up, my man?
Listen to me now. I really want to address Lou. He keeps on roasting a lot of guys on here, man. Which I think it's some of it is worthy. But Henry's an NFL starter. There's only 32 Mike linebackers starting in the world, and he's one of them. So it's hard to say that he was the problem. He wasn't good at Alabama. If you're playing better in the NFL than you are in college, and somebody figured it out later on, and you didn't. One of the other things is always getting discredited is a lot of players leaving the state or not going to Alabama and leaving, and Bama not recruiting Alabama kids. But if you looked at Nick Saban's team, looked up and down their roster, they're recruited nationally. Those national championship teams weren't all Bama made and saying they coming from the state. They came from all over. Mm-hmm. And what Courtney and that staff is trying to do is fix what Nick Saban and those guys left them. And what they left them wasn't really great, which is okay. If Nick had a great team, you think Nick would have walked away from it? Keep asking people that. Yeah, hey, Nick is intelligent. He left out on good terms, losing on the 1 yard line in the semifinals game. Gracefully bow out. But when he left, Kalen DeBoer and Courtney, those guys got to fix it. And I think they're doing their best trying to, and they got to figure it out. First thing they got to find out is who's starting at quarterback.
There's a lot of holes, man.
Yeah, they didn't leave him a great team that was loaded. No. This is probably, other than the 2000 and what was the worst team? It's probably the second or third worst team that Nick had down there in Tuscaloosa. 2007,
his first year.
Yeah, when he beat Kirby, like you just go back and watch when they met up on the 50-yard line. The look that he gave him is like, you let me beat you with these guys? Just go look at the face. It's a smirk like, God, dog. Come on. I'm one that always comes on and tells my truth, but I don't think it's always all bad. And another thing that I heard that I totally disagree, and I hope I got it right. And I think that's a knock on Freddie Roach as a defensive line coach. You got to figure out that the players that he's coaching aren't the same guys that, you know, when Bo and Chris Rump and those guys had him with the Paynes and the Allens. Like, those guys aren't there.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest misconceptions is you have to coach a position that you play. I think that's incorrect. I've coached D-line before. I've coached linebacker before. I can coach any position on a football field because when you're a coach, you're a teacher first. And when you're a teacher, you can teach any subject long as you know how to give the right curriculum and the right lesson how to teach. And Bama's defensive line was not the problem. It might be the scheme. I don't think Nick Saban's scheme was a problem. So when you switch it and you go into a whole new different scheme, there's a lot of teaching that comes into it. So just want to jump on and just give you guys my little 2 cents because I saw my boy Chris was falling asleep and I wanted to wake him back up.
Hey, thank you, dog, because boy,
he recognized he's sitting at attention now. He's sitting at attention now.
Boy, I don't get a chance to see my boy, man.
DB meetings, would y'all have to Chris be over there passing out?
You know better. You know Cheese would have had
him. No, I wasn't going to sleep with no meetings.
You know Cheese would have had him standing up and we would have been on his neck.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't that crazy. Cheese didn't play that Rat Pack.
We ain't play that. It was attention to detail, and you was up.
Hey, Smoke, you remember that time when Bart Roston got the fight and the whole DB, the whole Rat Pack? He was slanging us off like left and right, man.
Hey, listen.
6'10".
So every position group caught an L from the Rat Pack, and the Rat Pack was the secondary. And that we got called the Rat Pack because it was Coach Cheese, and we was like his little minions. And Coach Cheese had 3 whistles. The first whistle was like a long whistle, like tweet. The second one was like tweet, tweet. The third was like tweet, tweet, tweet. That meant stop. So when we heard the first one, we still going at it. Bop, 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 bop. Second one, we still going at it. When we heard that third one, we all abruptly stopped like trained animals and just went back to where we came from. Some guys went to the red field, some guys went to the white field, some other guys went to the blue field. But if there was ever a fight and it was a DB involved, I don't care what you're doing. You stop and you're there on the tap.
Yeah. Cheese in the Rat Pack, baby.
See, and then like a year or two ago, a video surfaced of that happening in Colorado, and Dion getting pissed at guys saying, "If your boys fight, y'all all be a fight." He's like, "Oh, he's training." I'm like, you people that were whining about that and bitching and carrying about Dion creating this atmosphere of gangster. I'm like, you haven't been around a damn football team at all.
It's called brotherhood.
Right.
It's called brotherhood. Like, listen, if I am in Timbuktu and I see Reggie, Chris, Kev, Train, and Tony in a fight, and I don't jump in and throw knuckles with them, yeah, I'm gonna get whooped. And that's just law. That's law of the Rat Pack. When one in, we all in.
That's a law of the Rat Pack, baby.
And we figure out who was at fault later on, but we're not asking questions.
Right.
In the middle of it. We just going pop, 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 and at the end, like, damn, Chris, did he really have to do that? Like, nah, but it's over. Don't do that again.
So, if y'all were linebackers, I would have to ask who was the Mike Tyson of the Rat Pack. But since y'all DBs, who's the Floyd Mayweather or of the Rat Pack?
Let me see who could. Okay, Marcus Spencer, Train.
Oh, yeah, Train was
that guy, right? Train was that dude. Like, I've seen Train take out O linemen in real, like, off the field.
Wow.
Yeah. Train was different.
He could throw one.
Yeah, Train had hands. Gary Barnes.
I heard that name so long.
GB, yeah, he up here in Nashville with me, man.
That name so long.
GB can get down. And I'm talking about like real knuckle game, strength, strong. Let me see who I had to fight for a lot of times to defend. Oh, that daggone Herschel Bolden, man. I'll tell you what.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip. He's the type of dude that he'll argue with somebody, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, what's happening? And he'll reach over and punch somebody. And then, like, disappear. I'm like, so I'm sitting there fighting, and I'm like, bro, you got to come back over here and do what you got to do, too. But Cool Whip was the first one to reach over my shoulder. He was still on somebody.
The funniest time was we had a makeup game because of 9/11 with Southern Miss. Yep. So we had to play on a cold, rainy night in Birmingham.
Yeah, I hate the rain. I remember that game too. It sucked.
It was freezing, like we were all bundled up, like it was a torrential downpour.
Yeah,
after the Iron Bowl, so nobody gave a shit either.
Or worse,
you know what?
Because that's what made us bowl eligible.
Yeah, there you go. We had to win that game.
We had to win that game.
I ended up blocking the kick. We had a pretty good game, blocking, kicking, a whole bunch of other stuff. Keep going, though.
You had a good game, and man, before the game, Reggie Mile fought Southern Miss pregame warm up. Was it a DB smoke or the
listen, knowing Reggie, I don't know the hell Reggie was.
Before the game, dog, Reggie got in a fight, pregame fight. It was all wet. Man, we just trying to get up out of there, man. It's a Thursday night. We trying to get up out of here. It's cold before Thanksgiving. We were like, man, I don't even know why we out here on Thursday night, man. And Reggie got the fighting, man, before the game. And that kind of
Chris,
like, okay, it's a ball game now. We got something to play for now.
I just told my kids, I said, hey, man, here's your Uncle Reggie, the crazy one. If there's ever a fight, you call him. My son was like, so he's the one that you take off hit him with an elbow and a right punch, then another elbow. I said, yeah, that too, but with Reggie, brooms, pans, whatever. Don't even worry about who started the fight. Most likely it's him.
Reggie was a fool.
Yeah, Reggie still is.
I had driving school with Reggie.
He was
driving school.
When you get in trouble from doing a dumb shit, they put you in driving school, so you don't have to pay the ticket. I was in there with Reggie.
He probably got that driving school from B-Side 5 Week. Smoke.
Reggie type of dude that'll race somebody backwards, man.
Who was the meanest on that? Okay, y'all mentioned DBs. Who was the dude that didn't know?
Reese. You said Reese. That nobody wanted to do what?
Nobody. One dude on that team that nobody would F with.
Miguel Merrick, Mac 10.
Oh, nobody messed with Mac 10, but Mac 10 was a mean.
Mac 10. Miguel
that's what I was looking for. Who was the meanest bastard on that team that nobody?
And then after Miguel left my freshman year. Who was a mean Marvin? Marvin was playful, but nobody tried him. Marvin was real playful.
Mook?
Yeah, but nobody tried him though.
Man, listen, Marvin can't fight. Mac 10 was like the last of the dying breed of like, because at that point I was a sophomore after Mac left, so it was like, oh, it's no more like scary guy, like asshole. That was me. Yeah. Hey, how about? Hey, listen, I got a quick story for you. How about this, bro? Chris, I don't know if you're gonna remember this. So we go up to Arkansas my senior year, and this was like I tell my kids all the time. This is when I thought I was like the worst teammate ever. And I apologize to you then, Chris, and I'm apologize to you now. We playing against Arkansas. Roman was out that game because his aunt
by the DC sniper.
But his aunt was the first person to get killed by the DC sniper in Montgomery, Alabama.
Yep, he robbed the store or something.
Right, wow. That's how when the DC sniper got caught, the fingerprints and everything was in that store down in Prattville, Alabama. That was Roman's aunt. So Roman wasn't playing. So Chris was in a dime unit. So we're playing against Matt Jones. So George Wilson runs a post, and there's like an under. So I passed the under and a post, and the post is coming. So I said, oh, yeah. I can't get it because George is bodying me. So I see my man TA like right there. And I said, okay, I got Chris a pick. Here we go. I tipped it to pick. I tipped the ball to my man Chris. I say, Chris, here you go, dog. Bap.
I dropped it.
Bloop, bloop, bloom.
It hit me right. I wasn't ready for it, man.
I came back to the sideline. I said, hey, yo, Chris, Coach Thurman, don't put this dude back in the game, bro. Don't put him back in. He can't come back in and play with me ever again. I'm done with him. Man, they ain't put him back in here.
Hey, Wayne didn't want to come out no more.
Man, so Chris on the side like
like 2 series later, they ran the same route and Wayne picked it off. You remember that?
Yeah. So Chris on the sideline like this, pissed at me. So all game, I'm like, what you pissed off at, bro? You're the one so I'm egging it on all game. So the game's about to end. I sacked Tavares Jackson. God bless my man. He passed a few years ago. Sack him. Ball comes out. Pick it up. Run up. Game's over. We go in the locker room. Shower up. Coming back. So you happen to be sitting in front of me on the ride back, and I'm like, man, I'm standing up like, man, this sorry tail dude, man, I had this dude to pick. He ain't even want to pick it. He shouldn't even come back on the plane with us. And I'm crushing Chris, and Chris felt awful about himself. Chris turned around and said, Smoke, I hate you. I wish this plane would crash and you're the only one that dies.
Oh, shit. See, so for all the fans out there that get mad at Smoke, you're just getting like 1/10 of full Smoke.
There you go.
Oh, man, Smoke, you used to know how to get on the folks' skin, boy. Hey, boy,
y'all finna have an Auburn Air episode.
Chris wanted that whole. He said, I want this plane to go down right now. Everybody lives except
me. Your ass be number one. You go.
Everybody lives except me. I said, after that, I came on and said, Chris, you know what, bro? You my little homie, man. I apologize. I shouldn't have went that far, but I said that was funny as hell.
Hey, the ball was in the air. All I think about was da-da-da, da-da-da.
And then dude dropped it.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. But hey, man, hey, listen. I
was going to take it back now. I would have got my hands on it. I was going to make a highlight now. I was going to take it back.
I appreciate y'all. Every time I used to come through the town, y'all always looked out for me on those recruiting trips, man. Big bro always ate good with you, man. Appreciate you.
Man, appreciate it.
Always love.
Appreciate it.
Chris, stop phone. Anytime I see phone asleep, Chris, I'm popping on.
There you go. You better
get ready to come on about once a show.
Hey, man, it looks like I'm sleeping, man. I just got low eyes, though.
Nah. You need to get back in that gym. You need to get back in that gym and get right.
Smoke, you brought the energy back. Look, he got the energy now.
You know,
and listen, we are doing a show in T-Town this A-Day weekend. Even if I got to rent out a spot by myself, we're gonna do one, bro. We gotta get the squad back together. It's 25 years.
Man, let's go. Oh, dang, it sure is.
Wow.
Okay. I got Dante. I got Dante. I got the big fella behind me gonna pull up too. Marcel gonna pull up. I'm gonna get Sally down there too. We're gonna get the whole crew together. We're gonna go back to the old B-side 5 weekend.
Oh my God. That's all you gotta say. I'm calling my boss right now.
Fellas, be good, man.
As always, guys, it's been a great night. I know y'all loved and shared. We're going to get this thing out of here.
Hey, Petty, can I drop one more thing?
Yeah.
Marvin Constant and I are doing the top 5 linebackers of all time at Alabama. It's coming.
5 linebackers. Holy crap, dude. Now, we've done safeties and cornerbacks, and it's been tough. When we get to linebackers, ooh.
I mean, you got Derek Thomas,
DT, Cornelius,
Biscuit, Merlando McLean, Reggie Ragland, Hightower, Nico. Y'all sleeping on my boy Salim Rashid, Marvin Constant, Dwayne
Rudd.
The hardest hitting linebacker in Bama football history, Brooks Daniels. Second is Ralph Staten. Keith McCants. Y'all can't forget him.
Oh, Keith McCants. That's it. D'Amico. We ain't even mentioned D'Amico.
So lock in.
So be on the lookout.
We putting the outside linebackers and inside linebackers together. We making it hard. If you split them up in seasons, we're gonna make it hard.
It's gonna be a tough one. I'm ready for that debate because man.
And then we're gonna go to the D line. You already know who my number 1 is. He's right behind me.
That boy, the truth.
He's right behind me. That's my number 1. Y'all gotta figure out who the 4 are. That's
fans are already in the chat. We've already got fans fired up for this one.
That's one.
The defensive line's gonna be as tough as linebacker. That's I think too.
That would definitely be number 1.
1 is behind me. Bama ain't never had nothing like that. The NFL has never seen nothing like that. He shut down practices in Buffalo. Shut them down. Crazy story. Real quick before we go. So this is 2019 or 18. This is when McDermott first get there and Selly didn't feel like doing nothing that day. Felt like doing absolutely nothing. So we're doing good on good. He's just messing around. So they're on his butt. I forget the D-line coach. The D-line coach said, hey, Smoke, that's how y'all Bama boys do, huh? Y'all just show up, get paid, and don't do nothing. So I called the big fellow up. I said, Selly, let's have this conversation, bro. I said, they want to set this practice down. They said, Smoke, you want me to shut it? I said, shut it down. They messed around and started. They played that song just as we're having that conversation. Me, him, and Ragland just start bobbing like this. 5 plays in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Picked up the running back on the 5th one, turned around and dropped him.
Yeah.
That's Marcel when he felt like doing work.
Marcel was
he was different. Quentin Williams was good too now.
Jonathan Allen is the one but Darius, man, he was that. I remember Marcel. Look, he took over the Texas game. You go back and look at that game, it was the defense that won it, and Darius and that line that took it over.
Marcel Darius walked down Tyrod Taylor in practice.
So he's just one of those dudes that was just a freak, and when he wanted to freak, he freaked.
I've never scouted or evaluated another defensive lineman that looked and played like that.
I'm gonna tell you another that he was kind of a tweener, and that was Courtney Upshaw, man. That was another one.
Upshaw's on the outside linebacker list, bro. I'm telling you,
he's a stud.
Everything is filthy. Tim Williams, filthy.
Yeah.
Ryan Anderson, a problem. I'm telling you that.
Tim Williams, according to Siski, was the most unblockable human to ever walk into Alabama.
I agree with him. If he ever had his mind right, he could have been the first overall pick.
That's the one that I think may be the biggest freak that when people say didn't reach what could have been was
underachiever list. And you know what, Petty? I'm glad you gave me that. I'm gonna bring up the biggest and the best known unknown players in Bama history. The ones that we knew about the practice, Chris, that the world didn't see. I'm gonna tell you, my number 1 is Marvin Brown.
Boogie is definitely on there.
Boogie's a better football player than LeRon McClain.
Yeah. Boogie was unreal, man. Boogie's like
LeRon was just more structured and had a mindset. Petty, I apologize that took so long.
Dude, no, we love it.
We love it, man.
We're gonna do a top 5 roll towels. You know your boy on there.
Hey, Smoke, he just got to be on the list. He just want to be on somebody.
TA.
We gonna combine the Highlands with it, or we just gonna do it separate?
All TA list. All TA list. You need to come over there. All TA list.
Hey, Chris, how do you come up with that list? Like, what do you have? What's the qualifications for having top 5 lists?
Yeah, you don't want to know, man. That's for another conversation.
He can't tell.
For being kicked, for almost getting kicked out of the Rose Towers.
Oh, there you go, Rose Tower probation team.
Man, almost got kicked. Because you're the only dude in Bama football history that almost got kicked out of the dorm.
I was good, man.
You're good to yourself.
Chris in a video
about the hurricane party, man.
Chris walks around with a video camera and he's recording all the who's who of Bama players that day. You just see on this video. And it's about 5 minutes. Everybody's like, man, get this camera out of my face. Get it.
Evan. Remember that was Evan Mathis.
And in 5 minutes in, there's one dude, Evan Mathis, who's hammered. And about 5 minutes into this video, this one dude comes in, just man, y'all park that line. Y'all all gonna get tickets. Y'all need to get out there and get your
smoke.
Smoke comes in, just laying the law on everybody in the video.
Smoke, man.
Listen, at some point you gotta put on your 5-star hat, man, and let the world know you're 5-star general. At some point.
That's right.
Hey, fellas, it's snowing in Nashville, and my wife is telling me I might have to suffer that snow.
Smoke, don't apologize. I think our fans loved it. I think the fans love the stories from you guys more than anything we do.
I told people, Smoke, that 0-2 defense can match up with any defense that been in Bama. That your senior defense. That can match up with any defense.
You know what? To be honest, that 99 defense and 0-2. All right, the only reason why I would say that 0-2 defense was as talented is if you look just purely in the secondary. Like Charlie Pepper wasn't a starter. Mm-hmm. Roman Harper wasn't a starter. Anthony Madison wasn't a starter.
No.
Ramsey Robinson was on that team, and all those guys were backups. And all 4 of those guys played in the NFL. 3 of the 4 of those guys got NFL rings. Well, Bino got rings too. But the Kansas City is the director of the player development. Baby DeMeco Ryans was a backup on that team.
Yeah. Freddie
Wortham was a backup. Freddie Roach was a backup. Antoine Odom was a backup.
Bear was a backup.
Bear's he's on that.
Childress.
Anthony Bryan is on that team of players that was very disappointing. That was some of the most freakish things I've ever seen a human being. Bear, you on that list.
Pope didn't start on that team, and I thought that dude
Pope and Freddie rotated.
Pope and Freddie rotated, but Pope was a starter.
Okay.
Yeah, Pope, Freddie, and Miko.
Odom, dude. Mark Anderson couldn't sniff the field. Antoine Odom, Jared Johnson, Kendall Moorhead, Kenny King,
Ahmad Childress,
Bear. Ahmad Childress and Bear were the backup D tackles.
But the best player on that defense, physically gifted, Antoine Odom. And I'm gonna give y'all one more name of just a different athlete that I wish that I spent more time with him, and he actually would listen to me. Thurman Ward was good, but a special athlete that I had him for about 6 months, then got taken away from me. My man Slick. Ray Hudson.
Man, look at here. They moved. He was at corner. He came in as a corner. They moved him to Ray. It was Ray in that class. It was Ray.
Ray in my class. Remember,
Ray was a horse collar tackle.
He had a chance to enroll to the next year, right? Yeah. He had a chance to enroll to the next year.
Yeah, because Slick couldn't get right. But hey, listen, my man ain't here. Homage to him, but different athletes.
Yeah, Ray was a horse collar tackle away from beating Oklahoma.
See, y'all keep on calling him Ray. Let him know his name is Slick, man.
Slick.
Okay, Slick Hudson. All right.
Hey, look.
And I gave him that nickname. I won't tell nobody why.
Next time, hey guys, we appreciate y'all. Roll Tide to the next time. Thank y'all for hanging around with the show. Smoke, thanks for showing up, brother. Guys, I'll see y'all. On the flip side, we got to let these people out of here. Roll Tide. Give them one. Give Roll Tide, fellas.
Love you guys. Roll Tide.